Here we go. Are you ready? I got a little band to start with. See my band? So, if you don't have a band, just get you a little tea towel. All I want is for your hands to work in tandem is the point. That's what I'm trying to do with my band. I'm going to step wide. I'm going to push my hips forward as I bend my knees. The very beginning, just to open up the chest and to open the back. Okay, so I'm doing a nice, but I'm not going to hold it there. I'm going to come forward, and then I'm going to see I got my thumbs right here in my back. Low, see, low. Drop your shoulders. Yes. Breathe in through the nose. And when it's hard to breathe, you may not believe me because you're thinking, oh, I can't get enough air through my nose. And sometimes you'll have to open your mouth. I am telling you, your nose is your filter system. You got lots of nose hairs in there for a reason, not just because they look funny. Okay? I hope you're laughing. This is your filter system. Drop your shoulders, bend your knees, push into the thumbs as you push your hips forward. Drop your chin and breathe through your nose. Hold it at the top, and then you can exhale through your nose or through your mouth, whichever you feel that you need to do. And then rotate. See how I'm rotating? And all I'm doing is I'm keeping my knees soft and keeping my chin tucked. And then when I rotate, now I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to breathe in through my nose again. Okay? Look, look, look. This position is very different than this position when I do a turn. Very different, okay? So you're going to push back into your heels, keep your knees bent, and you're going to try to bring one elbow down as you bend your knee, and one elbow comes up right here as you straighten your other knee. So it's a bend and straighten. It's a bend and straighten through your hips, and your knee is what helps you get into this position. See how I'm bringing my elbow up here? And then I'm going to stay in that position, and I'm going to rotate. Then I'm only going to do two. Then when I come back up here, first thing I do, drop my shoulders. Second thing I do, lift my rib cage, tuck my chin in, soften my knees, and push those hips forward again. This should feel so good on a tight back, or if you've been told you had spinal stenosis, if you've been told you have osteoporosis, you just do this hyperextension carefully is the point. Once you've done that, you take your little band, see, and you drop down, and you drop down. Now here's the deal. So many of you are going to start this, and when you come right here, you're going to go up too high. Don't come up too high. See, you're straight out here. This is the middle of your figure eight. I'm going to drop, and then I'm just going to come not over my shoulders. See, here's my middle. Then I'm going to go down and around. See, I'm not going up. I'm going down and a big around, but not up. My knees are soft. My rib cage is up. And as I do this figure eight, I keep my rib cage up. And I do a little bit of a horse ride. See this? See, I already started you off with one knee bending, one knee straight. That's what you mimic when you're going into this figure eight. Okay, and I use a tea towel. I'm using a band to keep my hands working together. So again, whenever I come around, you see right here is where I would catch some of you, because you know what you want to do? You want to go way up here. I don't want to go up there. I'm going to come right to the middle. I'm going to head down, bend and straighten your legs. I'm not going fast, and I'm keeping my rib cage lifted, and I'm just doing a figure eight several times. Okay? Then after I'm finished doing that, I'm going to pull this band And I'm going to pull my elbows back. Okay. Drop my shoulders. Again, my knees are soft. Breathe through the nose. Your filter system's got to work. Yeah, it's going to help with this breathing situation. So really, really concentrate on doing nose breathing. It's your filter system. And everybody knows that. But then we get sinus problems and we get colds and we get everything like that. And we start breathing through our mouth again. Try your best to train yourself to breathe through your nose. Drop your shoulders. And at first you're going to feel like you're short of breath. You're short of breath. That's normal. Just keep persisting. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm trying to help release a lot of tension and pain in your shoulders. See, my elbows I'm trying to touch together as I drop my shoulders, and I'm hanging out here for a little bit. So I'm creating kind of a traction through the shoulders. See my wrist? So some of you out there have a real habit of pulling your wrists out. So I call that breaking the wrist. So you don't want to break the wrist. See here, I'm going to go back, drop my shoulders, act like I'm riding a horse. That means my knees are soft. Then I pull those elbows together. Drop my shoulders, pull the elbows together, drop my shoulders, pull the elbows together. And I keep saying that over and over and over. And this is quite the pull right here, okay? So this kind of ushers us into what we're going to be doing today. Then I'm going to release and come down. Then I'm going to do that figure 8 again. But I'm not going up over my head yet. I will, but not yet, okay? So after you've done this kind of a thing, you already should start feeling a lot better, okay? Now, I've told you I've been using a wall because I have a wall here to use. If you have a wall, a door, if you use a door, make sure you lock it so it doesn't open on you. Anyway, if you have a wall, a door, just stand right up to it and measure yourself. If you don't, that's fine. Stand up against your chair back. Okay, so if this was my chair, I would just turn it around and stand up against my chair back. But nothing works quite like a wall. So once you're at a wall, right there, okay, I'm going to walk out, and I'm going to bring my hands up. We did this the other day. I'm not going up yet. I am just rolling down the wall a little bit until I feel this start right here. See that? See that? See, my hands are back. This is for you, Kay. I can feel the eye rolling. Okay, my head's back, straight back, not like this. If you can't touch your head, that's okay. Touch your shoulders, drop your chin in as far as it goes, and then come down as far as you can until you start to feel these start to kick, okay, or contract. Take a breath, come back up. See that? Now, at the gym, we did this very easily by backing up onto our balls, okay? We would put a basketball, we would put one of those big exercise balls. However, if you do that, make sure your feet are solid and they're not going to slip. That's a caution. So here I am back here, down, 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 down as far as I can go until I feel this start right here, right here. Take a breath and come up. My hands are back, down. Take a big breath and come up. Okay? Just to get things started that way. Now I'm going to step out from the wall. I still have my band. I'm going to start pulling like this. See that? I'm going to start pulling that elbow back, keeping my chin tucked. But as I do that, I'm going to stand out here. I'm going to bend my leg and put the bottom of my foot on the wall. And I'm standing one leg and I'm just going pull gently, not fast. Breath through the nose, breath nose. So this is one leg standing with an assist. I have pretty much my heel on the wall. Keep my chin tucked. My knee is soft. I'm hip hinged forward just a little bit. Pull that elbow back. Pull that elbow back. Now, if you don't have a wall, I'm reticent to say put your foot on a chair because it'll move. Anyway, just put your foot up here, just like that. Just hold it there. If you put it on a wall, that's a really good thing to do. So I'm pulling those elbows back. I'm trying to wrap my elbow back around my back, around the small of my back. So this move that I'm doing, while I'm doing this, my shoulders are down. When I'm wrapping my elbow back, I really pull those shoulders down and I rotate, okay? This is a very good one for people with rounded shoulders, forward head. Do not hang your head out here like that. Pull your chin in, and I'm pressing, and I'm hanging out here on one leg, and I'm focused on a spot right on the floor. That's imperative because this one, you'll get off quickly, and it might give you a little scared that you're gonna fall or something. So anytime you do real balance work on purpose, the chances of you getting off are great. You're supposed to. Use a pole, use a chair, put your hands on a wall, whatever. I don't know, we're working with this, but if you can work with it with your arm, great. If you need to hang out on with your hand on something, whatever you need to do to be safe, but just hear me. You're gonna be getting off balance. So have a chair or something that you can right yourself on. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go switch. So now I'm gonna go on my weaker leg. And if I had a chair here, I'd probably put my hand on the chair. I'm gonna put my hand back here just to start. And then I put my foot on the wall. And then I'm good. My knee is bent, but I have to really be thinking because it's making my ankle and my foot work all over the place. The knee is soft. I'm pressing my heel into the wall, and you're gonna feel it burning on the back of your leg. Should be your hamstring. Okay, right, that part of your leg. See how I'm just pulling, not fast at all, just steady, 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 steady. Drop your shoulders, drop your shoulders, drop your shoulders, drop your shoulders. Then bring that down. So this wall push with your foot is a version of this. See? It's a version of that. I just wanted you on one foot versus the other foot for a little bit longer. That's why I wanted to give you this idea, and you're gonna be feeling it back here, okay? So after I back off the wall, I'm gonna step over here to my chair. I put a pillow on it. This is the only pillow I could find. And I'm gonna go wide. So if you have that little balance thing that many of you got from me at the gym, this is when you put it on your chair. Because now I'm going to do a multiple sits to stands. As I stand, I'm going to bring my hands up to the shoulder. Then I'm going to bring my hands up in front of my face. Then I'm going to bring my hands up as far as I can go. But you see, one hand is helping the other. Many of us have a shoulder issue on one side versus the other, okay? So one side, if you're grabbing the band, is gonna help the other side. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're not gonna crank it up there all at once. So I'm wide, and I'm doing little tiny preps. See this? I'm telling you, high hip hinges. As I go into the hip hinge, then I start working with the hands because I'm practicing. Okay, you ready? It's a high hip hinge. And what I'm trying to do is pull my hands apart with my shoulders dropped. My chin is dropped. Then I come up and I come right to here. I do it again. I come right here. I drop into the heels. Do not break those wrists, Marilyn. Some people love breaking the wrists like this. I hope you're laughing. Here we go. Right here. If you pull with a whole arm and you don't break that wrist, you're going to feel it right through here. That's where I want it. Drop your shoulders, heels, knees are soft. I'm not even touched the pillow yet. I've been doing high hip hinges. This is preparatory work, not only for muscles, but for joints, for your brain. You're getting ready to do that big all the way down move, okay? But I hadn't done it yet. I'm hanging out here. I'm doing what's called flossing, okay? I'm moving the muscles and the tendons and the ligaments all through and across joints, okay? When I do a move. And this is a warming, and it gets all that synovial fluid flowing around those joints. And these are little moves. They're very small, innocuous moves. See? Breath. And just keep remembering your neutral stance. So when I say neutral stance, what does that mean? Do I need to go through it? I will. Chin is tucked. I look at where the ear is over the shoulder. Shoulders are down. Rib cage is lifted. That gets my back extended. Soften my knees as I come down. And then I come back. All of this preps you for success in moving. And I hope this is making sense to you. And as you're coming down and up, the last thing is that I would be looking at, breathing in through the nose, is your knee position. Many of you, as you come down, you don't know it, but I'm having you do this for more than one reason. As you come down, many of you rotate in or you rotate out. I want you to stay right in line with that toe right over, right under the knee. So it's a pull and back. It's a pull and back. And I'm keeping them open. Pull and back. Breath. Now I'm going to go all the way down, but I'm not going to sit. I'm going to go all the way down and come back. So I just like barely land and then I get back up. Okay. So you definitely go into your heels. You definitely put your butt there, but then you go, oh, I forgot my chocolate to eat while I'm sitting here. Yes, busted. Here we go. Take a big breath. Don't go fast. See, that's what you got to do if you have breathing issues. You slow back a bit, okay? We're still doing the moves. We're just not doing them as fast. And then if you feel that breath hunger, just hang out for a minute, bend your knees. See this? Take a break. Breathe in through the nose. Yeah, and get your breath. Then we go back in. I'm going to go all the way down. See, I'm pulling. I got neutral spine, barely sit, and then go right into the heels. So my goal for anybody coming in on a regular basis to my classes is for us to be able to get up out of a chair and down into the chair without grunting and groaning and saying, here, pull Grandma's hand. I want you to do it on your own. So what I want to point out here is I did a heck of a lot of prep work before I started pulling on this band with my shoulders down and going all the way down into my chair, okay? We did a lot of prep work. And somebody might say, well, how many of those are you going to do, Jeannie? I'm going to say, well, I'm trying to get 3 sets of 10. That's what I'm trying to do. I usually don't tell you that. But see, here's the deal. We are working a lot of muscle fibers. That's going to demand you take deeper breaths. You have poor air quality. We have lots of people with breathing issues. Now, what I want you to hear is, and I'm telling myself, you have to keep doing something that is going to force you to take deep breaths of air. And that's what you're doing right now. And you shouldn't feel panicky when you're having that breath hunger, okay? Just take a break, do minimal moves like this. See, this is minimal. I'm getting my breath back. And specifically trying to breathe through my nose, okay? Then you can go back in and finish your sets. Now, let me just throw this on you. See, we're pulling on the band, okay? As I go down and up, I'm pulling with my shoulders down, all right? And I'm making those muscles turn on and off repeatedly. It's going to create deep breathing. But could you do this for the last set, which I'm going to do about 3 or 4 more right now. Now, I don't know if that, it might approximate 2 sets of 10. At least 15. Okay, but could you do the last set picking up some weights? If the answer is no, this is quite enough, thank you. Fine, stay with it. I am going to, however, pick up some weights because I'm not close to Canada here, not too close. And I can breathe pretty well. Okay, that was 3. I've been pulling on this. This has activated all my upper body just by holding on to it. The repetitive up down activated all this. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. You, however, can continue to do it with the band. I'm going to do 10 more to try to approximate 3 sets of 10. So what am I picking up? It could be a lightweight. I picked up a lightweight, but it's moving toward medium. So I just picked up 9. That's all. I'm going to have my same stance. My weights are right here. I'm going to push into the heels. I'm going to shine my taillights. See, I'm going to do that a couple of times because now I've changed my weight configuration. See this? So instead of pulling with a little band, now my body has to read out, oh, gee, she's picked up 18 pounds. And now she's going to go ahead and sit down. See? The body has to read that out. You have to feel that, and you have to say, okay, I think I can do that. I can hold good posture and do this. See this? See, as I go down, I'm going to keep my chin tucked. A little frog in my throat. Take a breath. Do you see the wide stance? See, that's the first thing I would notice. If you're somebody that has wonky hips, for whatever reason, it's painful, they're tight, I don't care if it's arthritis, whatever, go wide. See how wide my feet are? See, then I can hip hinge, I can come down, I can go all the way down so much more efficiently as far as the pain issues. Are you ready? I'll let you rest. I'm letting you rest. Just want to point that out. Okay, you ready? I'm going to get ready to come up. I've got 18 pounds that I'm added. 9 and a 9. So I'm going to ready up. I'm going to push into the heels. I'm going to shine my taillights and come up. Okay? Now, depending on whatever weight you picked up, maybe you're feeling it. Maybe you're like, oh, this is not too bad. What you got to notice when you're adding weights is your alignment. And if you're doing funny things with your hips, your knees, your shoulders. Well, don't do it. Get yourself lined up really good. Take your time. You don't even have to go, you know, and stay with my cadence. Do one and rest. I'm offering these modifications as acceptable modifications. See, you can just rest for one, then come down. Join me, stay with me, or do your own speed. See? Breath. Take a big breath. So I'm going to do about 3 more. I think I'm about at 10. I'm giving Kathy heck. Can't you count? No, I cannot. I'm too busy talking. Okay, one more. Breath. Here we go. Heels. Yes. Now I'm going to back myself up to the wall. Remember that little wall set? I know it. If you don't have a wall, that's fine. Just do this right out here and come down and hold. That's perfectly fine. But I would love to see you on a wall. Okay, so I'm going to be on my wall and I'm going to step out and I'm going to slide down the wall until I feel those legs right there, quads kicking. Okay, make sure your rug is not going to slip on you. So when you're down there, you're just going to go 1, 2, 3, breath, 4, breath, 6, 7, 8, 9, breath, 10, and come up. Yes. Did that get your attention? Now stretch back, make sure you're back against the wall. Big breath, step out. We're going to revisit that, but I'm going to step forward and I'm going to crank those arms back. Now here's the deal. If I fire both arms at the same time, like that, that's going to require more air, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1, breath, 2, breath. I get the same work, a little different, but it doesn't require quite as much breathing. That's my point. So as I'm in a split stance, I have to hold balance. If you're attempting to do this in a good split stance, do not be surprised if you get a little disoriented, a little out of balance. Be ready. That's part of balance training. So let me show you. This would be a pretty normal split stance because it's just like a walk, like I'm taking a step. See the width? Okay, if I have balance issues, I'm going to be a little more sure. I'm going to step wide. So now I just widen my base of support. That's what I mean when I say widen your base of support. Don't turn that back toe, the back foot out to get your balance. That's why we do that. And so no wonder we start losing balance. Because let me just take a quick second here. If we're walking around like this, because we're losing balance, and this makes us feel more stable, see? If I'm walking around like that, even with one foot, most people, if you watch, they walk like this and they do that. Okay? You'll see it all everywhere. Be mindful. Are you somebody that tends to happen? If so, I'm trying to help you straighten it up a bit. My toes are forward. This is a normal split stance. It's like a walk. Okay, I'm going to go wider if I happen to be a little scared and I get a little out of balance. You see that? Same split stance, but much more stable. And this is acceptable modification. Once I'm in that split stance, and I'm leaning forward, putting pressure on my back Achilles, my back foot, my leg is straight, this leg is bent, and you're gonna get disoriented. See, I've moved this and I kind of went that way. Bend your knees. Yeah, bend your knees, lower your center of gravity. Now you're ready. Now you're ready to push back, bring it up, push back, bring it up. So all of that to help you with this contraction, okay? The stance is, I would say, at least 70% of this move. Yeah, because I got 18 pounds here. I got 9 and 9. I'm right here. I'm gonna press back, contract the back of my arm muscle, bring it up. Press back, but look at what my feet are doing. It's keeping me from falling over. I'm gonna bend that back knee a little bit. I'm contracting, turning it on, turning it off. Right there, right there. See, I'm pushing back. See that? I'm pushing back. Pushing back. Pushing back. Pushing back. Pushing back. Then I come up and I come back. Okay? So now I'm going to step with the other one. But before I do that, I'm going to keep using this poundage. So I can either put it on my chair. I don't have to go all the way to my floor. I just want to put it down for a minute. Okay? Just remember which foot was back. Okay? Because we're going to go back in and switch them. Okay? So you're going to open your hands, open your elbows, and then come back, cross over. Now, right now, drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Ah, yes. Then open them. Take a big deep breath. Get ready. This is our T, right? And instead of going straight up, just go to a Y. See? A Y. Now, when you're in the Y, some of you are in the Y with your hands out here. So let's get those back. Lift your rib cage. See how my hands went back? Yeah, lift your rib cage, point back. Breath, bring them in. And now just stay right in here into a W. See that? Yeah, just like that. Open and close your hands. Turn and turn. Turn down, turn up. Turn down, turn up. Go from your heels to your toes, rocking and rolling. And when you're manipulating your hands like this, and you're really shifting from the heel to the toe, and then you're lifting. But what you're probably not doing when you go up onto your toes is you're probably not squeezing the gluteal. So I want you to think somebody's heading at you with a big old shot, and they're gonna poke you. Squeeze that butt. Even I know that's not what you're supposed to do. I have some nurses in here. But that's what we do. And turn. So we're doing compound moves. We're squeezing, we're shifting, we're lifting our heels, we're rocking to the toes, to the heels. Do you see how I'm turning my hands down and up? And then squeeze, squeeze, open, open. Okay? Yeah. Shake out. That was a little interset, a recovery. This leg was behind before. Now this leg's going to be front. Okay? So I'm going to grab my weights again. So now I've just added, for me, I've just added 18 pounds to my whole stance. All right? So take a breath. Make sure you have the correct foot forward. I've already told you about wide and normal and the narrow split stance. This is the more advanced. See, this is a split stance, but I'm like standing on a line. I'm pretending there's a line and I'm trying to stay on the line. Okay, and you can do that if you want that challenge. But when you have your hands involved, holding on something, and you start losing balance, Be safe. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do a wider stance. See that? So I stepped wider. I did not turn my toes. That's the point, okay? So you can use that. Bend that back knee. I'm gonna bring the arms up again, drop my shoulders. So I'm gonna start right here, and all I'm gonna do is push back. See, I wanna contract the back of those arms. Push back and come back in. I'll let you see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go push and come back up, push and come back up, push, drop your shoulders, big breath through the nose, push, drop your shoulders, push, bend that back knee just a little, push, take a big breath in through the nose, push back with that hand, push back with that hand, drop your shoulders, drop your shoulders, drop your shoulders. Couple more, take a big breath, take a big breath. And come back up. Wasn't that nice? It's one of your favorites, right? Okay. Why am I putting my weights down? Because I'm going to change my weights. Okay. Now, this one that I'm going to do, because I don't know how your breathing is right now, but take a big deep breath. Yes. Put your hands on that wall. If you don't have a wall, put your hands on the back of your chair. So if you're sitting in a chair, just go to the back of the chair, put your hands on the chair, okay? If you have a wall, put your hands on the wall, all right? So I'm right here, and I'm gonna take a little interset here. My hands are straight out, okay? My feet are just shoulder width, not wide, just shoulder width. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my elbows to the wall. And when I drop my elbows to the wall, I'm going to tighten up my tummy super tight. Adjust your stance anytime it's not feeling quite right. This one is a very important one to keep your chin tucked, because everybody wants to reach out with your chin. I don't care about your head touching the wall. That's not the point. The point is, keep your chin tucked, soften up your knees, your tummy is tight, rotate those elbows so that when you come down, you're touching with the back part of your hand, your arm, and your elbow. See that? And you're pressing through the palm. Don't rotate out, rotate under. I want to get the back part of those arms, okay? Keep your knees soft, rotate in, touch, and come back. Take a big breath, realign, soften your knees, rotate those elbows so they're gonna touch, and then come back. If it's too hard standing where you're standing, just come in an inch, just an inch, and then try it. And you're gonna go, oh man, that's so much different. Yeah, and I will say get good at doing it this way and then step back an inch. See, that makes it, if you're in a correct stance, this is a money move right here, especially if you want to tighten up back here in your muscles. Now, if you got lots of loose skin, well, I'm telling you, that's a fact, but don't think that your good muscle won't affect your skin. It will. Okay, so do what you can do. So here we go. Rotate in, bring those elbows down and press back. Rotate so that your elbows come in and you're pressing through the palm of the hand. You want to make it harder, you step back, correct your alignment, make sure your tummy's tight, make sure you're coming right in with your palms pressing, rotate, keep your rib cage up, chin tucked. You should be feeling it by now, right up the back of those arms, right there, and come back, come down, and come back. Come down, big breath, come back. Come down, come back. Come down and push back. You should be feeling that all the way down there. Yes. Okay, now I'm going to pick up a heavier weight for me. Okay. Now we've gone over the sit to stand, correct? Yes. We've gone over shifting, toe, heel, right? And all of this is to line up, line up. Somebody will repeatedly ask me about my class. I'm saying, well, if you have trouble keeping in good neutral posture, that's pretty much what I do the whole time, is try to help you stand up more straight. Now see how I'm doing? I'm going to go down and I'm going to pick up 15 pounds. I'm just telling you, that's what I'm going to pick up. So whatever you're going to pick up, it needs to be heavy. Don't get all worried because it's going to be a sit to stand type of a thing. Okay. So as I pointed out, see, somebody will go 15 pounds. You're going to be 15 pounds on both. Talk to Nancy. She's got 15 pounds of shoes here, 15 pounds of purses here. See? Sorry, Nancy. But it's true. Here we go. What my point is, many times when you're traveling, when you are working around the house, you're gardening, you should be able to pick up a little heavier weights, right? Because we're trying to keep our bones, number one, and we're trying to give ourselves an appreciable load in a task. So what is my task right now? My task is I'm going to sit down and stand up, and I'm going to do it 10 times. So I'm going to go wide. I got a heavier weight. As I go down, the only thing you'll see me bending here is through the hip, the knee, and then I'll be pulling this right here. And I'm going to go down, 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 and I'm going to sit. And then I'm going to come up, 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 up. And this is specifically, if you do this with me at my cadence, you'll be fine with your breathing because I'm not going fast. Here I'm going to go down, 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 down. Take a breath. Exhale. See how slow? Say, go down, breathe in. And exhale. And as I come up, I'm pushing into my heels. I'm keeping my back very extended. Take a breath. And exhale. Down. Breathing in. And exhale. Slow, slow, slow. Take a breath. Exhale. Yes. Why am I saying this every time? It's amazing to me that when you do an appreciable load, so many people hold their breath. Exhale. Breathe in. Take a big breath. Hold it for a second. Hold it. If you picked up a heavy weight, it's going to make you breathe heavier. That's normal. But with the air quality that a lot of you have, just take a minute. Take a breath. When you feel comfortable, and your breathing's good, let's do another hit. Here we go. Right here. And here we go. Breath. I'm going to do 3 or 4 more. Here we go. Breath. Exhale. Big breath. Hang out here. Take a breath. Exhale. See, I'm giving you an extra rest. I'm doing a couple of inhales, exhales before I get going. Here we go. Breathe in. Exhale. Okay, just 2 more. Breathe in. Exhale. 1 more. Breathe in. Exhale. Well, yay. So I'm going to step over here. Put my weights down. Always end them by turning the dial to your 18, because you don't want, like, your husband or your wife, you know, just coming around and messing with your weights. So if you put them all the way up, well, they probably can't lift them. It's a joke. Okay, here we go. Open. Take a big breath. I know some of that would have pushed you. It's supposed to. My point today was to really contract your muscles as hard as possible and stress balance with some weight training moves that is going to let your muscles, your joints, your tendons, see how I'm just crossing over? I'm keeping my thumbs out, my shoulders down, stretching. And all I'm doing is standing here and crossing over. Then I'm pushing my hip forward. If you have back tightness, learn this move. You don't have to even do it with your hands. You know, you can put your hand on a wall and do this, but then push forward. It will open up these hip flexors like nothing else. And you can do it standing, you know, see like this. See, I do this all the time. People just think I have to go to the bathroom, but that's okay because then it helps my back. Okay, take a big breath, shake out. We're gonna knock off a little bit early. I'm hoping that all of you were able to follow that. And I won't be on live Monday. Remember, these are all gonna be uploaded and you can do it on Monday to your heart's content. I'll be with you next Wednesday. Let me put it on stop.